So cut that bit off. And again, it's easier to do, you know, maybe one layer with a sculpted cake because we are going to be carving it. So maybe just one layer there. And actually, we'll put a little bit on the inside to stick the two halves together just in case. So stick those back together and then it goes back on like that. And you can see we've got this nice base already. It's given us a nice big block to carve with. And that can be a nice bit of height for the back as well. So let's add the head. And the head I want to come sort of round on an angle. So the best way of doing that is to work out an angle that you want the head to come round at. And let's just remove that piece there. Go straight down when you cut in. Just one straight cut down the front. And let's remove that piece. I'm not going to get rid of it because I might use it yet, I don't know. And that means now we've got this nice straight line, but it's also on an angle, so we can insert the head and then the tail can come round as well. Because I don't want it just like flat in a line. I don't want it to just be really straight. I want it to have a nice curve to it. Just soften that edge off. So this is where a smaller knife comes in handy, if you want. So you can see now it's got a nice rounder shape. And if you wanted to, you could build up, you know, I'm going to put the spine along the back, but I'm going to do that in sugar paste. If you could do it in cake if you wanted to, but I'm going to do it in sugar paste. So where this leg is, let's carve the tail first. So let's take these back legs off. And we can carve the tail. So the tail needs to be in line with the cake. So really, what you could do for ease is work down the back and then just continue that line. So you can see now it kind of all follows the same shape. And then I've got some pieces of just white sugar paste here, and I've got a spray bottle of water, and that's something I like to use quite a lot. Is I like to spray water onto the icing to help the rest of the icing stick. It means you don't have to put loads of edible glue on, and it will stick by itself. So we're misting him, which I think you're actually supposed to do with real chameleons. I think you do spray them with water to keep them nice and humid, so he'll be used to it. So the hands are really unusual on a chameleon. They kind of have like a mitten-shaped hand. So I've rolled out a flat sausage. That's about 50 grams of white. And I'm going to curl that round. It's almost like a Lego character hand. And then on the end of that one, that side, they have 3 little toes. And I mean, this isn't by any means an anatomically correct chameleon, because I know there's different types. Some of them have horns, some of them don't. I'm not a chameleon expert, so I'm just doing what I think looks nice. So his little hand's going to go on there like that. And you can kind of reposition it if you're not happy with it. You can change the position. I'm going to use the thick end of my Dresden tool just to blend that seam in a bit. So that's where the mouth's going to go, and this will help us position this piece that's going across. So I'm going to get a little ball, palm size, and I'm going to roll this out. Now I call this a tapered sausage when I'm doing teaching. It just means that it's a sausage shape, but either end is thinner and it's thicker in the centre. So it's easiest to do that with both hands. So then this way, this ridge will be in the centre, and then it will taper out either side over the eyes. So I can kind of flatten this a bit, especially on one side. If you try and flatten it on one side, it'll help it to blend in. And just use the heel of my hand to do that. And then work out roughly where it's going to go. I reckon about there. And then over each eye. So that's going to blend the eye in as well, a little bit. And I could probably wrap it all the way around, actually. So wrap it all the way around, because this will all blend together. And then we're going to move on to some mould use. So these are the moulds I'm using. I've got one that makes this multi-pearl effect, and then a smaller kind of bubbly pearl effect. And what they essentially are is just lots and lots of little balls, all different sizes. And they've got a really nice use with cakes, I think, certainly. If you look at the Chameleon, it's got so many different size balls and round scales. It's got that real organic feel that I think this is going to be a really nice mould to use. So I'm going to start with this thinner one. And I mean, you can dust it with some corn flour if you want, stop it sticking. But the nice thing about this is you don't have to use it perfectly, because we're going to use lots of pieces and stick them all together. It's just giving us an effect, really, rather than anything else. So I'm just going to stick that in there. I didn't do that very well, I'm going to do that again. I think I used too much. I'll stick some in there. And then it should come out. I mean, you can press it on the table if you want. And you get this nice, cool, bubbly effect that I'm going to stick onto his face. So we'll start on the face, and I want to do some real texturing around this eye area where we had this ridge along the nose. And obviously we're going to shade this as well. Looks nice. Just picking out the detail of the shading as well, which is nice. So do the base coat with the green, and then I might go in with the blue again, possibly. Go around there, join all this up. Might leave some bits of it white as well. And do some stripes of green on the arms, maybe. Yeah, quite like that, that's quite nice. And then, that's the airbrushing done. What I want to do is, I want to put some white on there, because you can see a lot of them have this kind of lighter stripe across the middle. And I'm going to do that with some edible paint, just the white bits. That'll finish it off really nicely. And then we can do the baseboard and a little bit of glaze on the eyes. And then he's done. I want to add some white to this now. You can see there's a white stripe all along the centre of the Chameleon. I've seen that on quite a lot of them. So I want to add that and then pick out some little spots of white as well. I really think it lifts it and it gives it a nice highlight. So the way I'm going to do that is by using some powder colours. This is Rainbow Dust powder colour, and it's just called Snowdrift, so it's just pure white. And I'm spraying it with some water to make it into a paint. And then I'm just going to tear off little bits of kitchen roll, and I'm going to stipple it along the back like that. So we'll pick some of the colour off, just keep going over it, and it creates a really nice general stripe across the back. Just spread it all out. And obviously it's catching the biscuits and the buttercream as well. And spread those out. The last few going on. Guess that well. Got just the right amount. Final bits now. I'm making a mess. Put the very last ones on, we can just sprinkle them on, just to blend it all together. And then he will need just a ribbon around his board. The nice thing about this cake is you can use pretty much any colour ribbon, because he's so colourful. It will go for a bright blue or a bright yellow or something. And then he's ready to be eaten and enjoyed.